I don't have any objections to freedom of choice. What worries me is how that freedom is exercised. I think being totally free to do something or other doesn't make any kind of sense. All choices are constrained. What matters is working out how those choices should be. Freedom is fine, but there's no such thing as absolute freedom. Principle of private schools, I've got no objection to private schools, providing that principle doesn't result in the majority of schools actually being prejudiced in terms of what they can achieve. What was the one? Do I object to academies? No, I don't object to academies in principle. What I object to are academies being set up which are academically selective and which appeal to minority parental interests. And the egalitarian question. Well, it sounds as if I'm being a flot. It all depends what you mean by egalitarianism. When I say I advocate egalitarianism, it doesn't mean to say that I think there should be an equal levelling down, that everybody should be the same. I'm into diversity, but I'm not into a form of competition which, if you like, consolidates and exacerbates existing inequality.
Thanks, David. That's a very neat minute. And now Steve, please.
Thank you. So, just briefly in response to a couple of questions, I believe that, yes, people should have choice. People should have choice in their education, and I believe that giving people choice will promote improvement. But I also believe that every child should have opportunity, and I think that the public sector does provide every child an opportunity. The state sector currently doesn't provide every child an opportunity. Things are changing, but they're not changing quickly enough, and I think that other measures are needed to promote choice and opportunity. And academies is one way of doing that. Under the current regime, most academies are not selective. If the academies have a specialism, they're allowed to select 10% of kids based on that specialism, whether it's PE or whether it's maths, but that's the same as current state schools, specialist schools as well. So academies promote choice, and through that choice they promote opportunity.
Thanks very much, Steve. And now our final conclusion for Ed, please.
Private education, year in, year out, is a beacon of opportunity and choice. As Steve on my left has pointed out, choice is absolutely key. If you want that choice, if you can take that choice, go for it. As regards selection, to a degree I went for selection, so I disagree with David. I went to a set school. I think I worked best because I was in a particular set, because I was working with like-minded ability students, and I furthered my potential that way. If I was working with students of different levels, whether it's too clever for me or below my level of understanding, and it caused a slight problem. And I'd have to be honest there, and I think a lot of my colleagues back at school would back that one up. And obviously, there's bad private schools, there's bad state schools, there's great state schools, there's great private schools. Obviously, some are good, some are bad, as I said. But it's a matter of aiming to improve what we have, trying to get the most out of what we have. We've got to work with what we have through education, investment in education. I think that's key.
Thanks very much.
And that is absolutely.
Right, so that really concludes our evening. So thank you everybody very much for coming. We've heard David Halpin, we've heard Steve Bullock, and we've heard Ed Turner speak about state education, academies and private schools. I've been your chair, and I'm always me, so I'm Hadley Roberts. And debate tonight was organised by Teach First, the organisation, and the Bath University Debating Society, in particular, Freya Whiffen, the chair. And so, if you'd like to learn more about Teach First, please come and talk to Steve at the end. If you'd like to learn more about the Debating Society, come and see Freya, or I'm sure there are quite a few members around, so if you just mingle, that would be great. The meetings are on Thursdays at 6:15 in the evenings at 8 West 2.15. That's Thursdays 6:15 in 8 West 2.15, so please do come along. There is a little bit of free wine left, and there's some Coca-Cola as well, and there's some water there, so please help yourselves. And it just remains for me to say thank you to the speakers, thank you to the organisers, and thank you to you, the audience.
Just out of interest, how many of you attended state schools?